for your patience with any sort of, like, I know you're waiting to sit, so thank you for that. I also have only read, like maybe my poems in a public setting 2 or 3 times, so this is very exciting for me. I've spent a lot of time this last week, as I know all of our poets have, revising and trying to choose just the right poems for today. And as I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, oh, I don't think I picked the right poems at all. But, we all have these self-doubts, right? I think I'm going to start off by reading one of Mary Oliver's poems here. Let's see, no, not that one. Here it is. I just love this. It's called Good Morning. 1. Hello, Wren, is the first thing I say. Where did you come from, appearing so sudden and cheerful in the privet? Which, by the way, has decided to decorate itself in so many white blossoms. 2. Paulus is coming to visit. Paulus, the dancer, the potter, who is just beginning his 80th decade, who walks without shoes in the woods because his feet, he says, ask to be in touch with the earth. Paulus, who says when he says my poems, changes them a little according to the occasion or his feelings. Okay, I say. 3. Stay young, always in the theater of your mind. 4. Bless the notebook that I always carry in my pocket, and the pen. Bless the words with which I try to say what I see, think, or feel. With gratitude for the grace of the earth, the expected and the exception both, for all the hours I have been given to be in this world. 5. The multiplicity of forms, the hummingbird, the fox, the raven, the sparrowhawk, the otter, the dragonfly, the water lily, and on and on. It must be a great disappointment to God if we are not dazzled at least 10 times a day. 6. Slowly the morning climbs toward the day. As for the poem, not this poem, but any poem, do you feel its sting? Do you feel its hope, its entrance to a community? Do you feel its hand in your hand? 7. But perhaps you're still sleeping. I could wake you with a touch or a kiss. But so could I shake the petals from the wild rose, which blossoms so silently and perfectly. And I do not. From Blue Horses. When I was in college, I took a poetry class. And only recently, after Mary Oliver's death, when I began reading her poetry again, did I realize that I had discovered her my freshman year of college when I took that poetry class, and that it influenced everything that I wrote afterwards. So this is really meaningful to me to be able to share some of Mary Oliver's work with you, and also share some of my poetry that I feel was influenced by her. This is just a short little humorous poem. I call it Creation. Like mercury in a thermometer, the ink in the plastic pen glistened. I tried not to see it for what it was. I tried to put it out of focus, but the word Bic kept flashing at me with each revolution. Then I saw the visions of light the instrument created in my notebook, and I smiled. We've all probably been in relationships where we stayed a lot longer than we should have. This poem, I'm sorry, I was married for 47 years. She's choking. And so this one I call The Lemons. An eye full of sun as your bus breaks the shade, heading east with the lemmings. 10 years of lying in a silent coffin for 2 covered me with dirt. The rains come and muddily I arise, for you are not worth the smell of worms.
Nope.
Wow.
Whoa.
Excellent.
You said him right.
Yeah.
This one I call the Mackinac. 10 tan tennies and old blue Nikes slide down a bank of liquid mud. Sagging arms, twisted and aged, stretch across the caramel waters. I ask you why some trees die while others live. You point to the other bank, your brown eyes reflecting green moss, where another tree has survived and is reaching across the Mackinac River. We smile at the live illustration of two old souls patiently growing towards each other, void of spite, full of color, and heedless of the passing time.
Very nice. Excuse me, can I ask you a question? That's your poem that you just
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was very much done in the style of Mary Ellen. The next poem is, I feel, that humans have done so much damage to the earth, and sometimes I wish that the creatures of the earth could teach us how to be less harmful. So that's what this is about. If the whales would swallow us whole, eat us up in one gulp, keep us in their tummies warm and wet, could we learn how to whistle and wait? If trees could grab us feet first, wrap us up with one limb, our legs taking root, our skin becoming bark, and our hair branching out into leaves, could we learn patience then and trust? If lightning could take us up to the clouds, transport us with a flash, might we crawl into their calm billows and dissolve like the morning dew? Could we become that harmless and necessary with the rising of the sun?
Oh, that's very beautiful.
This is a little love poem that I call Insomnia. Flannel shirts and flowered quilts, matted slipper fur, mix in our cheap bedboard, you click your teeth and snore.
Uh-oh.
Rising in the twilight, I grab your flannel shirt and wander to a window where we meet and ponder stars.
Pretty.
This is a poem, a little bit different style. It's, I'm hoping one day that it will be a song. I call it Fannie Mae. Sacred soldier, this is cover girl 1, and I'm waiting for my next assignment. The unwatched pot, it overboils, soggy paper towels, a whole roll, dripping in the rusty sink, a fire-stained pot holder hanging next to the frayed dish rag that stinks. Oh, the lonely, oh, the crazy, oh, the lonely, crazy life. If Fannie Mae have candies, and Canada's dry and stays cool, can't a woman wrap herself in a raincoat looking for her chance to rendezvous? She leaves a coded message on his answering machine. Sacred soldier, this is your private dancer, and I'm looking for a little friendly fire. She's standing in the rain now, water's dripping from her toes, hair sticking to her face. The gas station sign says closed. She's waited past an hour now, and she's wet between her thighs, dreaming of a fireplace and a man with fire in his eyes. Oh, the lonely, oh, the crazy, oh, the lonely, crazy life. She's feeling very small now. Unnoticed tears fall on the mess. No arms to stop the trembling as she takes the rain off with her dress. Her dress hung up to dry now, to drip and drip and drip. She dials it one last time now, as sighs fall from her lips. Sacred soldier, this is Victorian Queen, and I'm swooning for your hot grip. Oh, the lonely, oh, the crazy, oh, the lonely, crazy life. And again, the end of a relationship, sometimes when it ends, even though it needs to end, we struggle with being able to move on ourselves. And this is the feeling that I hope to capture in this poem that I call Frozen. Grieving for the winter, the loss of the white snow, wishing it were colder, then I know I could let go. But for all these stupid flowers, but for this inane spring, and the stubborn sun a-shining, I know I could shake this thing. Birds singing sweetly, soaring above the trees, bees making their honey, buzzing softly in the breeze. Uninspired, I'm sitting in my undies, hoping for a sneeze, wishing it were winter and everything would freeze. My greatest wish is a shovel of snow while wearing my mittens, muffler, and boots, except the stubborn soft ground is blanketed in effing glorious green life-giving shoots. And the flora that's sure to follow is filling me with dread. All the icicles have melted and none fell on my head. Forgetting I can't seem to do, so to my retreat I'll go, buried in my icy backyard fortress, under mounds of heavy, dirty snow. A discarded snow angel thrown off her cloud, I've hidden my heart, folded my wings. Your words can't breach my snowflake cocoon, so don't even try any of your sudden fall springs. Keep your zirconian kisses that can't even start to chip away at the armor of my solid Arctic sheath. You are not my Prince Charming, says the reborn Snow White. And thanks, no, I'll stay buried beneath. So this is your fault. Okay, one more. It's called Moonstruck in the Mists. Where the mother stands on her flowered carpet, with her hair cradling the universe, will she whisper the words to the wind to ignite or freeze the souls of the world? I am surrounding myself in a circle of light. We hold stars in our hands, and they dance on our heads. We are star-drunk in the night. We are sheltering the flame, chanting to her, calling out her name. We keep the candle burning while we are whirling around and around, and our hearts, oh, how they are yearning, and the drum beats loud and long, full-footed, half-toe, earth-dusted dancers, rhythmic and slow, caressing the orb for Demeter and Sol. As the percussive undulations of our bodies ripple through the darkening glen, we are chanting, give us the rain, let the wind blow. Demeter's pain will guide us through the blistering snow. We are moonstruck in the mists. We wake the dreams at night. We kiss the currents fondling us. We are sparks in fire's flight. Luminously, she leads us skyward, our bodies on the ground. Tending to our souls, she listens to the sounds, then draws us down into her burning white. Cleansed and enveloped, we sleep until first light. We stir, awakened by the dawn. We rise, the leaves crumble beneath our feet. In the silence of that blessed glen, we long for her, eyes shining and breaths held tight. When will she come again?